Welcome back. Here we are at Streaming Media West 2017, and I have with me today Scott Grizzle, who's a senior solutions engineer with IBM Cloud Video. So Scott, tell me a little bit about what cloud video is from IBM's perspective.
So at IBM, it's all under Watson. So Watson Media is overall department head, and everyone knows about Watson. So the IBM Cloud Video is an acquisition of Ustream and formerly Clearleap, merged together. And then now with the Watson integration, Watson, from video, Watson Media, Watson Video Enrichment is all one group, is IBM Cloud Video and Watson Media.
Okay. So what do you mean by video enrichment? Because that's sort of an interesting term.
So it's a way you can bring a video in. You can add closed captioning versus speech to text. You can do scene recognition. You can do scene detection. You can do a variety of things. It will go through and give you the information from like a highlight reel. It will give you a variety of information that you can work with to create your own sizzle reels, your own highlights, your basically do your own editing. So if you have a very sensitive...
So it's more than just metadata, it's more like applied metadata for specific uses, like you said, for highlight reel.
Correct. It's also creating metadata. So you can put a raw video in there with no information, it'll go through and expand on it. It'll give you keywords, it'll give you themes, it'll give you complete transcripts, but it also will create metadata for you may not have. And part of the overall enrichment is with our the cloud video, we have logistics manager that allows you to route videos to wherever pinpoint. You can also do metadata normalization. So if you don't have right now, let's say your iTunes, that metadata is different than would go to Roku. With Logistics Manager, you can actually go through and make it proper for everything and work with Watson to analyze it and add in more information. It'll package it together for you.
So it's a rationalization as well as you say, normalization where it works that. Okay, that's interesting. So is IBM's focus with cloud video all sort of geared around Watson and deep learning technologies? Is that where the sort of secret sauce is?
I would say that's a good point, yes. But again, obviously with the acquisition of Ustream, you still have the streaming platform portfolio, so that's not going away. It just now is being more enhanced. So that, the same with the OTT side, it's still there and it's going to be more enhanced. So that's the biggest thing on Watson. It has its own life, it's its own living thing, but it's an enhancement to the OTT side and an enhancement to the streaming side, and you can go on both sides.
So you as a solutions engineer, what kind of challenges would you be facing that a customer has that they need to use Watson to do that would be sort of out of the ordinary maybe?
Well, let's say you have a major pharmaceutical company who is doing their town halls. Corporate communications, enterprise communications, they need to do transcripts. They need to have closed captioning on the fly or on VODs for compliance things. Maybe they need to do translation and things like that. So that's one way to go out. It can also, let's say you're working with a movie theater and they got to do, again, same thing. You want to give them all the metadata information so they can do better trailers, more marketing information, and SEO.
And then how does what's the feedback loop to bring back into Watson to understand that this was successful in terms of creating a movie trailer that sold more tickets or got more people? How does that kind of real world interaction back to Watson work?
Well, the biggest thing is it's still people. So the whole thing with Watson, like the Morgan trailer that's on there. So the team out there did it edited the video, but then they came back to like myself or my colleagues and we said, hey, we need to have these features added, and we go through it. Or we need to get this trained to do this functionality. So the whole thing with Watson is you have an idea and you can train it to do more and expand.
And is artificial intelligence sort of here to stay in the video world? I mean, replacing humans doing metadata entry manually?
Well, ironically, I have a friend who works in the Pentagon. So he actually does a lot of video for them. He cannot hire staff. He can hire equipment, he can do services.
I actually worked in the DoD and I understand that completely. It's different colors of money or different pots of money.
So that whole thing is of that, imagine you can have, you have all this long form editing has to come through. So you need watching or something to go through and cut out all the bad video and give you the highlights.
Sure.
Then you go through and you can go from there. You can segment, you can do scene selection, things like that. The scene selection is pretty cool. We actually ran a couple commercials through this week, and it broke it down for every, it's where it sees a theme in the picture and the scene in the theme inside of the text. So it'll go through, it's like, well, this scene still falls under this, this scenario, but the next one, to go, here it actually starts the next overall scene.
Well, and to a certain extent, there's some production creative decisioning where you might want to do video follows audio, where you hear the narration first and then you cut for effect. It would have to also understand those kinds of scenarios where you're intentionally overlapping. Interesting. So what, you've been with IBM now for what, a year?
What, the acquisition?
Yeah, since the acquisition.
Almost 2 years, it'll be 2 years in January.
And what's sort of surprised you about being part of a larger company like IBM?
Well, the thing is, the bigger part of IBM is obviously the resources they have, because they're such a massive company. But at the same time, is we're still very agile, very nimble. So allowing us to build the products we need to build with our teams and go that route. It's not like everything is built through bureaucracy. It's still the same team that was building before is the same team building it now. It's just now there's more resources and more. If we have an issue, we can reach out to another unit who can help us out.
Oh, nice. Okay, very good. And you're going to be on a panel of mine here in a little bit. What else are you looking for at the show?
I just come to the show for networking. I've been coming here for me, I think 18 years. I'm almost 20 years, not quite.
I think Joel will still give you a 20-year pin.
Yeah, because it feels like it's been that long. Because I started back in '97, so I guess technically, but I was more amateurish. But the whole thing is, you see the new technology, you see people you've known for those years, and that's why I come to the shows, is to catch up, to network, see what projects they're working on, and see how I can help them and how they can help me, and that kind of thing.
Good
and that's really what the show's about.
Scott, as always, enjoy it.
Thank you.